What a lovely island. Everyone's chilling, dancing, and playing games. Everything seems so much fun. What could possibly go wrong on this island? Take this woman, for example. She's playing with her baby, and look how happy they are. Or look at this group dancing. They are having so much fun. I can hear you saying, what the hell is this game? Yeah, this game is a weird one. In Pineapple on Pizza, you play through the last few minutes on an island that's about to be destroyed by a volcanic eruption. When I say you play, don't get the wrong idea. You just walk around and see how the people on the island are trying to escape the lava. Unfortunately, none of them make it, except for this turtle. Some try to climb onto the roofs of their houses, others try to flee into the sea, but all of them die as this cheerful music swells. You just wander around the island, witnessing people's final moments before they die. That's the whole game. There's no story to tell, no lesson to be learned. You just watch with a strange curiosity as dozens of islanders perish. So if you're asking where the pineapple on pizza is, well, it's right here. I can definitely say Pineapple on Pizza is a weird experience, but with its lack of real gameplay and a runtime of only a few minutes, it's not quite enough. It's weird for sure, but it's not enough of a game. I think we can find much weirder ones, and in fact, I already have. One of the games I kept stumbling upon while researching weird games was Arctic Eggs. You cook eggs for hungry people in the middle of nowhere, in the freezing cold of Antarctica. The concept alone is bizarre, and the people you meet aren't exactly normal types either. They all have something strange to say. And cooking the eggs isn't as easy as it looks. The eggs drop into the pan, and once one side is cooked, you have to flip them to cook the other side. It can take some time to get used to. It's not the most enjoyable game mechanic, no, but the mystery of why these weird people are here or why we have to cook eggs for them keeps you going. Everyone you meet asks you to cook their eggs differently, and as you progress, characters start asking for different flavors with their eggs. For example, some want you to cook their eggs with a cigarette, or 20 cigarettes. Fantastic, isn't it? Or how about some eggs with beer? Are you one of those people who can't eat fried eggs without 2 bottles of beer in them? Some people also want a little protein on the side, like some bacon or a cockroach? Whichever is available at the moment, right? What could be more natural? Anyway, the things we cook get progressively weirder throughout the game, and the people we cook for get weirder as well. Wait, is that a bullet? Yeah, this game is really weird. But is it the weirdest game? I don't know, I guess we'll find out later. Next up is Home Safety Hotline. You've just started a new job at the Home Safety Hotline, and it's your first day. This is a call center. People with problems in their homes call you for solutions. As a consultant, you listen to their issues, identify the problem, and advise them. It seems easy at first. People call you about simple problems like cockroaches or mice in their homes. You look at the database the company sent you and try to diagnose what these problems are. But as time goes on, things start to get strange. The company gives you access to the deeper layers of the database, and every new entry that opens up shows you that you are about to encounter even weirder phenomena, like this one.
I don't know what's going on inside my house. I hear something crawling in the walls. I think I found teeth marks on my bedposts. I can't sleep at night knowing there's something in my house. Help me, please.
Yeah, while the complaints at the beginning were about bugs or animals in the house, Now you start getting calls about unexplained entities, strange structures appearing in homes, or events that defy the laws of physics. And the complaints just keep getting weirder. On one hand, you are trying to figure out what these cases might be, and on the other, you are trying to give the right info and not get fired. If the information you provide is wrong, the customers call you back, and in these calls, you witness the strange consequences of your solutions.
Hello again. Yeah, I'm kind of having an emergency now thanks to the info you sent me not being effective in the slightest. This living room plant situation has only gotten worse. Now the floorboards and walls are starting to groan under the weight. There's something hiding in tall grass by the couch and I don't think it's friendly. Oh God! Oh God! It's moving! Oh! It's moving!
Although the game's safety guide teaches you how to approach these anomalies, eventually even the guide starts to fall short. And as you try to make the correct diagnosis for each case, you also have to protect your own sanity. It's a very interesting gameplay loop. The greatest strength of Home Safety Hotline is that it doesn't present you with direct horror. Instead, you're drawn in the unknown and a slowly escalating sense of unease. If you want a weird call center experience where you solve paranormal events, this game is for you. But is it the weirdest game? I guess it's still not that weird. I think there are weirder games out there. Let's take a look at another one I have seen a lot. Lorn's Lure. Let's see if it's as weird as they say. People compare this game to the manga Blame. I haven't read it, so I can't say. But I can say that the game's world really caught my interest. So I definitely want to read Blame at the first opportunity. Anyway, Lorn's Lure is an atmospheric platformer. You play as an android trying to escape a colossal megastructure. This structure is so vast that you haven't been able to get out for decades. There is no one here but you. You and a giant structure that feels endless, made only of concrete, steel, and shadows. There is no army of enemies to face or complex puzzles to solve. Your one and only enemy is the brutal architecture you are trying to climb. The game's core mechanic is simply trying to find your way in this vertical world with two climbing axes. The game builds its narrative not through dialogue, but through the act of climbing itself. You climb for hours, but you don't feel like you are making progress. It's as if this structure will never end, but you keep going. You tell yourself maybe there's an answer behind these pipes, but there isn't. You think maybe I'll meet someone at the top of these walls, but no one is there. Just you, your climbing axis, and the silent darkness. The true genius of Lorn's Lure lies in the atmosphere and the sense of scale it creates. When you look down, you see bottomless voids that send a shiver down your spine. When you look up, you see superhuman structures piercing the sky. This crushing scale constantly reminds you of how small and insignificant you are. You climb alone in a world that is almost completely silent, save for the metallic echoes of your axis and the howling of the wind, a feeling of absolute loneliness. This game didn't turn out to be all that weird actually. The weirdness is more in its story. In terms of gameplay, it's neither that weird nor that enjoyable. But the atmosphere and narrative carry the game. It's definitely a very interesting experience, but I can say the weirdness I'm looking for isn't in this game. I think this might be the weirdest game on the list. Who's Lila? It's a very interesting game, both in its design and its gameplay mechanics. We play as someone who can't move his face naturally, someone who has to move his facial muscles one by one just to make any expression. Every day we practice in front of the mirror, figuring out what face to make if people ask our opinion. And whenever we need to show an emotion, we change our expression manually. For example, our character says, "Mrs. Hutchins is going to ask me how I am today. I need to smile at her." And when Mrs. Hutchins greets us, we change our facial expression from the panel on the right and smile at her. This is a game mechanic I have never seen before. It leads to some very interesting interactions, because sometimes, while just trying to make a sad face, we can end up looking like a psychopath. Or we can't even manage a tiny smile and end up with an eerie expression. The people talking to us can get scared by this abnormal situation. So who are we? In the story, they call us Will, but not always. To avoid spoilers, I won't say more on that, but just know that we can give inconsistent answers to the people we talk to. Our character also seems to not remember events at times. He has schizophrenic behaviors too. We are definitely not a normal person in this game. But the game isn't just about that. Everywhere we go, we see missing person posters for a girl named Tanya Kennedy. When we go to school, we learn that Tanya was our classmate and was last seen with us. But it seems we already know this, so we start to suspect that our character Will might have done something to Tanya. Everyone asks us where Tanya is, but whenever Tanya's name is mentioned, Will tries to change his facial expression on his own. Our character, who at the start of the game said he couldn't show any emotion, tries to produce a disgusting smile by himself. It's as if he knows he's guilty deep down and wants to show it to others. And in these moments, we try to change that expression and put on a normal one, but the face fights us. If we show this weird expression to other people, they'll think we are a freak and that we really did something to Tanya Kennedy. And we might have. We are a very unsettling character in the game. We could be a psychopathic killer who abducted his classmate and feels no empathy for others. Just look at this face. It's clear we are not normal. As if all that wasn't enough, the game sometimes changes its camera angle. It switches the first person. In these moments, the game becomes a full-on horror game, and the disturbing elements increase just as much. As if the game wasn't weird enough already, at one point a character with a terrifying smile appears and gives us a web link. Literally, this is a real Steam link, and you can actually download a software from that link. It's a program that runs at the same time as the game. It's just a weird looking hat that gives you suggestions in a strange voice as you play. On top of the game's already bizarre atmosphere, this head gets added and makes the experience even weirder. It creates this feeling that there's us controlling the in-game character and someone else controlling us, the player, by giving us directions. Who's Lila is definitely a very weird game. It might be the weirdest one I have found in my research. But I'm sure there are weirder games out there that I haven't played yet, and I'd love to discover and try those too. So, as I play more weird games, I'll probably make more videos like this one. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a like. And if you know any weird games, feel free to share them in the comments. Thanks for watching.